Testing, testing. We're in. Hello, and welcome to Derp Reviews.
Hi, I'm Ski Nerd. I'm in the back. We're gonna be talking about some One Piece today, One Pieces, and it's gonna be fantastic.
And Detective Conan.
Oh yeah, Detective Conan. We're gonna start with Conan first, and
I
then get to the good stuff.
just need to still pull up. The first one of the day is a two-parter. The Holmes Freak murder case.
Ah, yes. Refresh my memory. The Holmes Freak.
It's the one where they go to a house of just a whole bunch of Sherlock Holmes fans.
Ah, yes. This one. This one was very exciting. Obviously, only Conan is a Sherlock Holmes fan, so he puts everyone's names into a hat and their names get drawn to do this tour. And we learn that there is a test they have to take in order to win a first edition Sherlock Holmes book. And they're told to wait in a room, and they're waiting for like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. And they finally see the host finally arrive. He's in a car and he drives off a cliff. But before he drives off the cliff, they notice that he's like not moving and he's probably dead. And uh, Conan and his rival, what's his name?
Harley. Or, Heiji.
Heiji. Um, they're both on the case, and
And like usual, I got the English and Japanese confused.
yep, that
Because
happens.
he's Harley in English, Heiji in Japanese.
Yep, and so they realize that the person's dead, and they're like, "Oh crap, there's a murderer among us." You know, all the cars won't start, all the batteries are taken out or whatever. And then a couple hours later, this woman she's like, "Oh, hey, I know who did it." And she goes to the bathroom, and she comes out. She's like, "Oh, never mind. I don't know who did it. I'm stupid." And then she gets set on fire. Yeah, she gets set on fire by trying to find a book in a car. It explodes, and so now two people are dead, and they're like, "Crap, we have to find this killer." And long story short, it was that woman's boyfriend, and he didn't. The reason why he wanted to kill the guy was because he wrote a book criticizing Sherlock Holmes, and there was another guy there who co-wrote the book, and he was meant to die in the fire, but this girl died instead. Um, and just because they said bad things about the author of Sherlock Holmes.
Um, uh, Trent.
I don't remember the author of Sherlock Holmes'
I.
names. Doesn't really matter.
It matters to me. I'm
But what
not.
does matter is that they were able to solve the case.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
There you go. They said bad things about Arthur Conan Doyle, and he had to kill them because of the book they wrote. Like a little pussy. Like, bruh, like, what are you doing? What's going on with your head? You're stupid. Um, and so he gets caught, and they have the evidence of him. They're like, "Oh yeah, you set the fires," and they caught him because he was the only one that didn't take the test. But he said he took the test, but he actually didn't because he doesn't know anything about the books. Well, he knows a little bit, but not a whole lot.
He was probably a movie only guy.
Yeah, probably like me.
Even though the
There's a book? Nah, fuck that. I
the
want the
Robert
movie.
Downey Jr. movies weren't released
Huh?
because Robert Downey Jr. played as Sherlock Holmes in 2 movies.
Oh, yeah, right.
Other than that, it was just mainly like TV shows for Sherlock Holmes.
I remember there was a show called Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd Century, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I watched like 2 episodes because I couldn't find it anymore.
Then
Or
there's
it was super early.
Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock,
Oh, yeah.
which I haven't seen that.
Rain Man. No, not Rain Man.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. So that's cool.
This episode showed the return of Heiji.
He was just randomly there, and he was expecting Shino, what's that his name?
Shinichi.
Shinichi to be there, but he wasn't.
Knowing that
But he was.
Shinichi was a big Holmes freak.
Yep. Anyways, that was that mystery solved.
But there is one big part at the end. Heiji realizes Conan is Shinichi.
Oh yeah, he's like, I think you're Shinichi. And he's like, what? You can't prove that. And he's like, well, blah 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 blah. You are. He's like, crap, you did catch me.
Which I honestly didn't think he realized that on the second case he's in. I thought it was much later.
Well, it just means he's super smart. Anyways.
But that was that episode. We're only doing 4. Well, this was a 2-parter, so.
Yep, that was
3 separate videos for Conan this week, but 4
that's fine.
episodes.
Alright, let's do it. Next one.
Next, we have the first errand murder case.
First errand murder case. Oh yeah, this was Conan signed them up for some activity on a Saturday morning, and they have to follow 4-year-olds buying stuff. So the goal of this is to see. You give a kid money basically, and tell him to give him a shopping list, and he has to go out and buy it by himself.
And nobody can help them. It's just to show that they're able to do it all on their own.
Yeah. And these 4-year-olds, like, some of them go to buy toys, some of them go to an arcade, some of them just like take the money and don't even buy anything. But you get points, and you can win this contest if you actually buy the stuff on the list. So what happens is this tiny kid goes into this building that's about to be demolished. It was a store in the past, and he goes there and he sees, the store owner over a dead body, and he's like, "Oh, can I buy this?" Blah blah blah, and he leaves, and throughout the day, there's quote unquote accidents that happen around him. There's logs that almost fall on in a car that was parked, had the e-brake undone, so it was rolling towards this kid, and they find out that this guy, they're like, "Oh, let's go back to the." Oh, then the kid gets kidnapped, and so now they have to find him for realsies, and they go back to the store that's about to be demolished. They go down there and they see the kid and this dead body, and then now they're down there and the guy locks them in, and while this building is being demolished with like a literal what do they call those spheres of destruction?
Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball. Yeah, the Miley Cyrus song, and it's literally like they're about to have an entire building be collapsed on them, and luckily there's a hole that appears, and they're small enough where they can get out, and they go up to the guy, and even the little kid is there, and he wakes up. He's like, "Oh, hey, you're the guy. I need to buy some stuff. Blah blah blah," and the guy feels so bad about it that he almost killed this 4-year-old kid just so he wouldn't get caught, but then he was caught anyways because of anyways, uh, just to see the guy's reaction to like, oh my god, I was seriously thinking about killing a kid, like, what would that do? Like, yeah, he can kill I think it was the landowner that forced him to take a loan, and it was too expensive, so he lost his business. Um, so he killed him. So, all right, is that it for that one?
Yep, pretty much. And on to the last one for the week. The Illustrator murder case.
Illustrator. Oh, right, this one. So, for whatever reason, the detective dad, he's has to verify some fashion or some art show. Um, they explain it in the show, but there's no. It's just an excuse for them to be there, and we see that this old guy, this artist, is sleeping with some 25-year-old, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just taking all the credit for your work. Thanks for that." And she's like, "Oh, you can't." She wants to be with him, but he says, "No, I'm married. This is just for the transaction. This is just a business thing." And then she's like, "Well, I put my symbol on all these different art pieces, and now I'm gonna pull out, and you're gonna lose your reputation." And so he makes it look like she committed suicide, and he's even in like the other building when it happens. Um, and so they investigate, and they're like, "Oh crap, it was a suicide." And then Conan's like, "No, no, this was a murder." And they eventually figure out what he did. He like tied a fishing line around the body, and it like was there. And so when some guy opened the door, it released, and the body fell onto the ground and stuff. So even though the body was already dead, and then they had this new nail polish, this new color that had just come out that conveniently that day, and he had nail polish on his finger, and they're like, "This is the same color nail polish that she had in her room," and that's how they caught him. So this artist is now in jail for committing murder. He didn't. To be fair, he didn't try to kill her, um, but he did. He was just trying to knock her out, but it killed her instead. So um, he almost got away with it, but Conan was there.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah, the meddling child.
Kid. That's it for Detective Conan.
Yep.
Now on to One Piece.
Cool. Tell me when you're ready.
I am.
All right. 3, 2, 1, quattro. Um, Hi, Bill. Welcome to the Derp Derp channel. I'm Ski Nerd. Over there's Derp Derp. We are here to talk about part 3 of our One Piece episodes 912 to 923. There's a lot of notes I wrote, mainly because of names, um, but I kind of feel like I overdid it. So I'll just get through the bigger parts. Um, the Revolution people with Kinemon, their new goal now with now that they have Shinobu who's there, she's the female ninja. They have to find 3 samurai to get them on their side. Um, Kawamatsu, Ashura Doji, and Danjiro. They have to find those 3. One of them is Ashura Doji, but he changed his name to like a different name, and he's going around just like stealing stuff. Um, and then Kaido gets along the way. Kaido gets drunk, and we learn what his fruit power is. Is he can turn into a dragon, basically a blue dragon. Did I write that down? I did not, because they did not officially say what it was, which is fine. I'll wait for it to actually come out. That's the only time I write it down. But he can transform into like it's a mystic fruit power, and he can turn into a blue dragon, and he's super powerful, and he comes to this small village, and because he's drunk, he's like, "I'm looking for Straw Hat," and he starts like tearing apart this town, and Basil like lies to him and says, "Oh yeah, Straw Hat's over at that abandoned castle over there," He's like, what? Okay. So he shoots a beam. Everyone, literally, his entire crew and all of Law's crew and all the people who traveled in time are there. They're like, crap. But thanks to Shinobu, she saves them, and no one dies. And then we get a huge fight with Luffy and Kaido. It goes on for a couple episodes. Um, he even Luffy even has to go into Gear 4 Bounce Man to fight him, and he just gets clobbered. So then now he's a prisoner. Yay! He kind of ruins. He's notorious for ruining Law's plans. He just kind of does his own thing and doesn't really care. No, we're supposed to say stay low, but not have Kaido not get involved. But then of course Kaido gets involved right away because it's Luffy. Oops. We get to see his breath, and then we get to see inside Odin's castle. And right now he's like a dickhole because of the Smile Fruit operation. These people that want to buy like Smile Fruits and weapons and stuff like that, instead of going through Doflamingo, they have to go to Odin directly, and he charges them like extra, and we can see that he can turn into like a multi-level headed dragon, um, and that's his fruit power, but we don't know that officially yet. Um, and then like during the fight, like Luffy turned red. I wasn't sure why that happened. I assumed it was because he was like really pissed off because Kaido was going around just like um, he. It was thought that he killed Otaka. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Otaka, and Luffy got really pissed off, and which is why he picked a fight with Kaido. But she was fine. She was attacked by Kaido, but she is not dead, which is good. Anyways, yeah. Luffy gets captured. We see a new sea prism. They're sea prism nails. So we also learned that in the land of Wano is where sea prism stones were found, and that's where they originate from. And the artisans there and the smiths there are able to change them into different tools like nails. No one else can do this, which is very fascinating. We also see uh, Frankie. He goes on a little quest for some mansion blueprints, which is he's just goes on a wild goose chase. He learns that the guy he's working for does not have the blueprints he wants, so he quits on right on the spot. He's like, "You don't have these blueprints? I'm gonna get out of here." So he asks this person and this person and this person, and then it's just like a long thing. Anyways, um, we also learned that what Kaido's power is. Kaido's power comes from manufacture weapons and smile fruits, but now that the smile fruits are kind of gone away, um, he's struggling a little bit more. Um, yeah, Luffy red thing. Oh, then we get to see Shuten Maru, who is actually, what's his name, Ashura Doji. He fights Jack, and he's like super. We learn he's super depressed. He like is looking for a way to die, but it has to be an honorable way. Um, oh man, my throat is so sore right now. I am going to lose my voice. Oh, sorry, Mal. Hold on. Let me get a cough drop inside my mouth. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Anyways, Luffy gets captured. Oh, Shutamaru. Here's the quote. He's like, since he died, talking about Odin or not Odin. Who's the guy that died 20 years ago? The main guy.
Kozuki Oden.
Kozuki Oda. Thank you. Since he died, he says, I've been looking for a way to die, but getting killed by an underling like you is not it. Talking to Jack. Things go, oh crap, Jack is nothing. Even though his bounty is 1 billion, he's still nothing. Um, and then Luffy during the fight he uses Color of the Spring King to get rid of a lot of people, and he's like, oh crap, or Kaido's like, oh you have the same power I do. Oh wow, that's cool. Let's see. Oh, right. Kid is in prison. He was imprisoned by Kaido, and Luffy's in there too. And so they basically what they have to do is they have to work by moving these giant blocks. Every time they move 5 giant blocks to the boat, they get 1 coupon for an udon uh, dumpling. And him, him and Kid, even though they have sea prism stones around their on their wrists, they're still super strong. So they're able to get like all the food, and this pisses off um, one of the people. What's his name? Greatest Master Carpenter. Nope. I think it's over here. No, it's not. It's over here. Where is it? Oh, bingo. Oh my god, where is it? Wow, I can't find it. I'm dumb. Well, I can't find it. That's okay. Anyways, pisses off the warden of the prison or whatever. He's like a vice warden, I think. And so they kind of get in trouble. So they're having fun there. And then this is where the end of Act One ends. And I'm like, oh, an act. Oh, I didn't know this was an X. But yeah, Act One is done, and then we move on to Act Two, and then in the in between, he cuts to this um, Fula head. It's an island. It's just a paradise for pirates, and we see what's his name? Moria. We see Moria there. Yeah, um, and he's looking for his friend. Um,
The leopard guy.
yeah, the leper guy, whatever his name is.
Absalom.
Absalom. That's right. He's looking for Absalom, and he runs into Blackbeard and those pirates. And it turns out um, that Absalom's power is now on someone else. And this person is corrupt King Avalo Pizarro. He now has the Clear fruit on him. And he also meets Karina Devon. She's the Crescent Moon Hunter. And from her, we learn Absalom is dead. And that's how the fruit power gets transferred. You have to die. And we also get to see Blackbeard 2 years later, and his bounty is 2,247,600,000 berries. So that's a lot, and we do get some news, and then they basically attack Moria because he's like, I need Absalom, and they're like just fighting him. I don't remember. Did he die? I can't remember. I don't think he did, but he was attacking them with his zombies, and then he stopped.
Yeah.
And then he learned that Absalom was dead, and then he was like attacked by Devon. I think she was starting to attack him because they're pirates, so they don't give a shit. Anyways, and then her power is it was a mythical type. Um, it was the dog fruit, which is the mythical type of the nine-tailed fox. So she has that cool one. All right. On to the next thing. There was some news right before Act Two begins. Let's see. The Revolutionary Army attacked the Reverie. They officially did it. Um, they talked about the land of Wano, and Big Mom is after Straw Hat, so she's coming to Wano. At least that's the thought, because that's where Luffy is. He's on Wano, so that would make sense, right?
Yep.
Right? Do I still have your attention? Okay, probably not. Anyways, while in prison, Luffy saves an old man, and oh, the guy that Luffy pissed off, the vice warden, his name is Dobon. That's what it was. Anyways, Luffy saves this old man who's been in the prison for like a long time, and he gives him food and stuff like that, because he's like being mistreated and he can't move the rocks because he's an old man. Um, and then we are introduced to what's her name, Komurasaki, the Oiran, which is the Wano's greatest courtesan. It's like a super high level geisha, basically. And we learn about her backstory because as she's coming to go to Odin's castle, we see like three old dudes who are ready to kill her, and so they get beat up in the street, right? And then we learn about the history of her promising these guys, like, hey, if you buy my contract, I'll be forever grateful, and we can be together forever. So she basically goes around scamming these rich dudes into giving her money, and then when they come to collect and says like, hey, I freed you, and they're like, and she goes, oh no, you gave me a gift. That wasn't to free my contract. You're an idiot, and I hate poor people. Like, what kind of fool are you? So this guy gives up his wife, gives up his all his businesses, all of his possessions to get this woman, and yeah, nothing happens. They just get robbed, and they can't do anything about it. Oh God, that's scary as shit, dude. Oh, sorry. I was watching someone play Squid Games, the jump rope thing. Um. Anyways, Robin gets invited to the castle, and she's like, "Oh, sweet, this is a good place to spy." And we get to see kind of a two sides thing of Odin Castle. Everybody's laughing, but then Zoro runs into this guy. Let's see. Oh, right, his name is Tonoyasu. So because Zoro, he doesn't know like how to get to places. So we randomly find him gambling in this gambling den, and he catches the establishment cheating. So he like tries to break everything, and he's all like pissed off. And this his new friend Tonoyasu is like, oh, well, we'll just take what's owed to us, and we won't come back, kind of thing. And they go to this village where they have nothing, but everybody's laughing. Everybody's laughing. So you had this like super poor village. Everybody's laughing about the fact they don't have any food. They're like, "Oh man, my stomach's grumbling. I wish I had some food." And then it cuts to like Odin's castle where he's has everything. Like they give him dishes of like, "Would you like this fish?" No, I'm not hungry for that. Would you like this bowl of rice with like meat in it? No, I don't want that. Would you like this salad? He's like, "Yes, I would like this salad." And he just has everybody gathering around him, and he's laughing. He's having a good time. Cuts to this poor village. What was the village's? Abisu town. I called it the Laughing Village, and they're just having a good time even though they have nothing. And Tony also says, "Why not laugh? You don't got anything anyway, so nothing we can do." And then we finally see him, Orochi, the Kuru Kurozumi Orochi. He's the shogun of the land of Wano, and at the same time, Sanji starts making soba in the capital, and these Yakuza guys with the name uh, Kiyoshiro family, they try to like get a bribe from him, but he refuses and he just beats them up instead. So then assassins get sent into the city like a day later, and one of them is Page One, and he can turn into like a dinosaur basically, and the other is X Drake. We don't see X Drake yet, but we do see page one, and he's looking for Sanji, and Sanji pulls out his handy dandy, like, what is that? A carton? Not a carton. Canister to help him transform into his Germa 66 form. They call it like the black stealth or black sheath. I can't remember. Stealth black. That's what it's called. And like it's funny because Laws from the North Blue. He knows all about the Germa 66 stuff, and he's like, he's just explaining what's happening, and everybody looks at him like, how do you know this stuff? He's like, I grew up in the North Blue. Of course I know about this stuff. So Sanji puts on this gear, his Germa 66 stealth black gear, and his name is Sowamas, by the way. And immediately Usopp and Frankie are like, that's a horrible name. Please do not call yourself that. Please don't. Please, but he does. So he's fighting, and I think he's won at this point, because he's basically just testing out the suit. He's like, I can beat this guy easily, no problem. And as this is going on, Robin gets caught by a bunch of Orochi's Oni Wabanshu. So they're like a personal ninja force for the Shogun. And they ask Robin, like, what are you doing here? If you answer truthfully, then we'll just kill you. But if you answer falsely, then we'll torture you, then kill you. And so she was like, oh, crap, I'm caught. Oh, I'm this big stealth person. She claims to be the person who... Oh, God. That was weird. He claims to be... I just lost my train of thought because you're scrolling through Facebook. Oh right, she claims to be this giant thief, and she's like, oh, I'm this giant thief, and he's like, no, I don't believe you, and she is caught, and they're trying to ask her questions. They put like a chain around her neck, and she's trying to get away. She hasn't got away yet, but she's kind of in trouble, and she was just going around looking for any information, mainly about the poneglyphs, because that's where the poneglyphs were made, was in Wano. That's what they were saying. But yeah, she fails her cover, and that's where we're kind of at. That was supposed to be for next time. Whoops. Forget all that. What happens at the end is, by the end of 923, we learn that Kid lost an arm to the red hair, so Shanks. Brooks actually finds a poneglyph, like an actual real one. He's in his ghost form, and he's just searching around. His body is literally in a well, and he has arrows in it. And he's like, oh, look, I found a poneglyph. That's cool. And even more importantly, Big Mom is now in Wano. Big Mom. So now you have two emperors plus Luffy, the unofficial fifth emperor, on an island. Oh my god, it's gonna get so chaotic and bad. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much what I have. Let's see if Oiran is the top idol. Kamuro is a child attendant for an Oiran. Oh, they run into this little girl selling her soba, Sanji soba, and they befriend her, and then she's like, oh yeah, my sister is this geisha or whatever. So she's late for work, and all she does is smile. It's really nice. What? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, Kamurasaki is a scale artist. Who is Kamurasaki?
The geisha.
Oh, right. She's that's right. We learned she's a scam artist, and then we had a whole side quest with Frank, and he goes to like all these different people, and then he concludes that it's in Curry, this city where the abandoned castle is. we learn that Odin is a spoiled brat, and the strongest 6 headliners are called the Toby Ropo. There's a lot more that I have in my notes. You're welcome that I didn't read all of it. Otherwise, we'd be here all day, all night. But that's a quick synopsis of it. So basically, too long didn't read. Luffy fights Kaido. Luffy is now in prison. He has to move rocks to get food. Um, trying to break out. Frankie is trying to get blueprints. Usopp is spreading the word that they're going to meet at this fire festival and cause an uprising. And then Robin's trying to get information from Odin Castle itself. She's a geisha. So, um, and then time travel's real. We get to see Sanji transform into a Germa 66 version of himself. And yeah, that's pretty much. And we learn that Odin is a dick. And he's preparing for something. The curse is real. Or the prophecy. So anyway, if you're still here, thanks for watching. If you want to leave a like, leave it down below. Otherwise, Odin will probably bite your finger off. So please do that. And sayonara. I'm Skinner, by the way.
I'm Derp.
Wow. Okay. How long was that? Less than an hour?
The recording for One Piece was 24 minutes.